I had tried to reach out to you, but it didn't record my audio, so I had to go try to play with it again. So I'm just going to really quickly check to make sure this is going because I don't want to have to go through another, you know what I mean? You have to re-record this again. So hold on, bear with me. Promise I'm going to be back and I'm going to be talking to you guys, period, right? And telling you where I've been for the last 2 years, and all that great stuff. Okay, so I think I got this. Let me just make sure. Okay, yes. Okay. So where have I been? Right. I disappeared for almost 2 years. Well, some of you who really know me well know that about 2 years ago, I went through very traumatic situation. Um, and the way I deal with things, and I'm not saying it's the best way, but I vanish. It's like I can't take it. I just like become a recluse. I just want to reinvent myself and show up in another country and not even be the same person. That's how I deal. And I don't know if that's the best thing, probably not, but that's how I dealt with it. And because I dealt with it like that, I had deleted my Talk Pageants GoDaddy account. And so once I had done that, I had forgotten my passcode on Facebook and I couldn't get back in. And I tried and I contacted GoDaddy, and for 2 years I could not get in. Anyways, I have linked up with an amazing person, really amazing guy who's been married for 33 years, just a really quality person. And he goes, "Have you thought about buying back your email from GoDaddy?" And I was like, no, I didn't think about that. And I didn't think I could actually buy it back and then try to get into my account. But anyways, needless to say, I did. So last night was the first time in almost 2 years that I've been able to get into this account. I have tried to friend request you guys from other accounts, but it probably looks a little shady because you don't know who it is and like whatever. But anyways, that was kind of the situation as to why I was not you know I was gone, right, for 2 years. I won't get into that, but I did. Let me kind of fill you in on the good. I published 3 books over the last 2 years. My story. There's me. Okay. Um, and that will clue you in. And then I published another. This is to help people in family court that are not attorneys, because there was a big problem there, people not being able to afford attorneys. And then I had published, I don't have the hard copy here, but I published another book on the system. Then I also published a series of fairy tales for children to teach them character, because I watch my own kids go into YouTube, and half the time I'm not really crazy about what they're watching. So I launched that, which is really cool. Those are kind of just miscellaneous things I did. I retired my law license, and now I work behind the scenes consulting attorneys. So I help turn attorneys with trials and appeals, and my husband is an attorney, so I do all the work behind the scenes. I just don't go to trials anymore, although I do miss that because I really like trials and I was really good at it. But for those of you who know my story, know what happened to me. Okay, so that happened, and this is kind of a crazy thing. If you go to my page on Facebook, you scroll down, you're going to see like flying suitcases. I was asked to be in Shark Tank. Didn't expect it, but because with graphics, I have all these ideas and I can make them come to life doing graphic design. So I had designed this invention. I hadn't made it, I designed it, built a website out, and I just randomly never thought in a million years Shark Tank would call me, but they did. And I went through 2 rounds. I got to the very finals, which was like the top 1%. And I had to fill out like 100 forms. No joke. It was around 100 forms. And then I had to they asked me to submit a 10-minute video, and they had all these questions I had to answer. That video is on my Facebook, so you guys can see it. If you were ever thinking about being on Shark Tank, that should be very insightful for you. And the only reason I'm not on Shark Tank is because I didn't know. I guess it's common sense. I should have known that I had to have a prototype, right, for my product. But what nobody really realizes is getting a prototype for like something like a piece of luggage. Like I designed kids' luggage. You'll see it's a really cool design. And I talk about you guys, and some of you guys are actually in that video because I talk about Talk Pageants too. So you definitely want to check that out. But a prototype for what I was designing was literally is going to cost me like almost $50,000, and I had to come up with it in like a matter of like a couple of months, and I just didn't have it. So I had it. Unfortunately, I had to pass that opportunity up this last year. Not to say I can't go back and do it later, but it was a great opportunity. I'm fortunate to have been in the top 1%. And I honestly like, you know, give kudos to the graphics. I'm telling you, learn graphics, guys, because when you can do stuff like graphic design, and I never went to college for graphic design, I'm self-taught. I always believe you got to learn how to do things yourself, right? And everything's available out there for you if you really want to look and self-educate yourself. Okay. So anyway, so that was kind of cool that came up. I'm trying to think. Well, um, other than that, it was a lot. It was very hard couple of years, very hard. I don't, for those of you guys know, I don't have a family. I have my husband, I have my children, thank God, but I don't have a mom and dad and sister and brother. So those of you who have support like that, consider yourself very lucky, because when you don't have it, it's incredibly difficult because you're alone in this life. Like, if things don't work out, or say you end up in a bad marriage and you really have no place to go. Think about all those women out there that are stuck like that. Those thoughts cross my mind. So that, it's been hard for the last 2 years for a multitude of reasons. I might get into it later. I'm not really sure. But what I will say is, I'm very happy to be back with Talk Pageants. And in my book, I actually thank the pageant community and Talk Pageants, because you guys, during a very, very dark period, you guys didn't even know how dark of a period that I was going through back when I was doing Talk Pageants. It was very dark period. And you guys kept me afloat. You accepted me into your community when I was accepted nowhere else. And you saved my life, honestly. You saved my sanity and a lot of things. And so I want to thank you. And I thank you in my book, which is really cool. And my author name, just so you know, you're not going to see Ashley Page. You're going to see my kid's initials, which is, I did it. What did I do? E.G. Alexander. E.G. Alexander. Okay. So that's my fictitious author name. So, I'm trying to think everything, because it's been 2 years, guys, right? But anyways, you guys were amazing. And I always was upset with myself for not pursuing, like, kind of dropping the ball with it. But it's not something I really wanted to drop. It was the circumstances. And I missed Talk Pageants, and I missed the community. And I literally felt alone for 2 years with really not many friends, very alone. I engaged in a lot of artistic projects so I could feel heard. I wrote music, I did all kinds of things. But there's nothing like having a sisterhood of other females that understand you, and that accept you. Because that was something, and I don't know where you guys come from or what's happened, but I can tell you, since I was a kid, I excelled in a lot of different things. And because I excelled, I had a gang of bullies. I was the homecoming queen, and I was the president of my student body. And because of that, I wasn't allowed to take pictures. I wasn't allowed to set foot in the homecoming court's parents' homes to take pictures with their kids, because the parents were upset that I was the homecoming. Stupid juvenile things like that. And then it doesn't go away because you're an adult. Every phase of your life, the bullying keeps happening. It's like, then I'd open a business and the business would do well. And then all of a sudden I get an entourage of bullies coming in there, right? It's how life goes, right? You guys never did that to me. Never once. And I felt like, because you guys understood, because maybe you were in the same boat that I was in, and it felt really good. And it felt even better than to be able to create artistic work and put your beauty in it and make the graphic designs that I did. I would escape in your pictures, honest to God, and escape in this this world where I could zone in and just look at how beautiful all of you queens are, and make these cool spreads. And every single thing, no one ever helped me. No one ever helped me with Talk Pageants up until now. Now I'm going to start getting help, and I'm very excited about that. But nobody ever helped me before. And I did it all. And it was a lot, but I loved every minute of it. And so what was really sad was then I finally got on to Talk Pageants or Ashley Page's site last night, and I was scrolling through, over the last, seeing what we did in the past, and I had never thrown an event. And then I'm looking at this event that I threw for you guys. I was like, wow, I was proud of myself. I was like, that was a cool event. And I didn't even recognize it at the time. So it's my lesson. We got to stop sometimes and we got to say to ourselves, we got to recognize when we're doing good, because otherwise we give up on things and life just passes us by, right? But it was a cool event. And thank you, Queens, so much for allowing me that opportunity to create that for you. So I was very sad that I let, that go for 2 years, but I'm back now. And now I want to tell you guys kind of my new vision for where I see the magazine going. Cause you guys, this isn't just a magazine to me. This is my life. Okay. This is what I stand for. This is me making a difference and giving you guys a platform to make a difference. Because of my journey in life, I have come to the realization that one of humanity's biggest flaws is judgment. Are we judging someone for their skin color? Are we judging someone because their eye color or their hair or their weight or their height or how they talk or where they're from? Whatever it is, people are always judging. And it causes so much pain. Why? Does anybody think that they're better than another human being because they look different? Maybe they were born into a wealthy family. Well, guess what? You lucked out in life. What about those that weren't? Okay. So the premise of my magazine at this point is really to appreciate our differences and to be united. So that's why I have all the different magazines, because I'm trying to highlight all the different types of queens out there. For instance, the Prism magazine, that's for the strong queen. Talk Pageants, that's for the queen that wants to be an advocate and make change. Catwalk Queens, that's for the queen that wants to be uniquely different, wear crazy flamboyant colors and press the envelope. Talent, that's for the queen that wants to showcase the talent that they have. That talent can come in many, many forms. It's not just cliche dance, singing, and acting. There's lots of talents out there. So that I'm starting there, and I plan to expand and I plan to add more. But the purpose in that is to allow you to have some individualism, but show that it is blanketed into a united one. Us as united, we can express ourselves uniquely, but we should never use our uniqueness to judge another human being. And that is the premise of the direction that I see this everything going. And I have brought on, like I said, an amazing business partner, and I will bring him on soon, like in the next week, so you guys can meet him. And he's helping me, and he's been a blessing to me, because again, you guys have no idea how much time I had spent. I didn't mind it because I loved every minute, but my kids and my husband didn't like the fact that I was gone so much doing all this. So I'm just very happy that I have someone that's going to help me in this endeavor. But again, I don't do anything in life. Like, you might see these beautiful magazines. You might see, you might think they're kind of crazy and colorful. I am a crazy and colorful person, and I'm not afraid to be that, period. That's just who I am, and I have to accept it. Okay. Not your traditional lawyer. Not at all. I taught you guys, I was on hip hop. I was dancing hip hop on TikTok to the newest, latest teen songs. Okay. I don't care. You can be everything in life that you want to be, and you can be it all at the same time. Who ever said you had to pigeonhole yourself to be a label, and that's just who you're going to be? Oh, you're not allowed to be something else because you're a lawyer or you're a teacher or you're an artist, that you can't cross over to the other side of the brain and be something else at the same time. I never believe that, and I never will. That's humans that teach us that. So yes, I am outside the envelope. Okay. And guess what? All those magazines, I'm every part of them. And I'm sure many of you queens are as well. So very excited. I'm asking that you check it out. Okay. You see what we're doing. We're working on a Roku channel, because I intend, we're actually developing it because I want a channel that's just designated on pageants. And pageants is a deep thing, queens. It's not just, oh, let me get dressed up in a gown, put some makeup on. That's not what I learned about pageants. Maybe some pageants, but it was way deeper than that. What you queens have taught me is it's about being heard. It's about making a difference. It's about being a leader. It's about taking your beauty and being confident, right? So I'm just very excited, and just please keep looking on my page. Go to the website. I have a new one, but you can still put Talk Pageants, and it will redirect you to the new Prism website, which is prismmagazines.com. And you can see everything going up. Okay. But please reach out. If I don't get right back to you, my new business partner will, and you guys will be meeting him shortly because I will bring him onto a live. So great connecting with you, ladies. You have meant the world to me. Queens, because you are queens. Never forget that. You guys are all queens, and women, we're strong. We are queens, period. So God bless all of you, and we will talk again. Love you guys.